Hey guys, it's Zoe. Welcome to my Flosstube. How are you guys doing? I hope you're all having a really great stitchy week. It's Sunday, June 24th, and I am back from Portland. We were on family vacation to Portland for a few days, and then we went to the Oregon coast, and that was amazing too. Our kids got to play on the beach, and now we're back home, which I am a total homebody, so it always feels good to be back home. So today, let's see, I have a fully finished object, which is unusual for me, so I'm excited to show that. I have another finish to show. We have a giveaway. If you watched the last episode, I have a whip. I have a little bit of haul, I think, and some plans that I'm thinking about. So without further ado, we will get started, get right to it. So my fully finished object, I actually got something framed at Stitchville, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was just one of their stock frames that they had. It wasn't a custom frame, and found it, liked it. I think I want to get more of my items in my drawer of not fully finished finishes, framed and finished by Donna. I mentioned I had a few pieces with Donna too, so this is kind of hopefully the start of that trend. So here is my, if I can get it off the table, here is my fully finished object. This is There's Always Something to Be Thankful For from Cottage Needleworks. I'll try to get the whole thing in the frame here. And it's on 32 count vintage maple sugar by Lakeside Linens. And I really like this piece because I always really like gratitude and the concept of thinking about what you're thankful for. And it also, if I do a close-up, it has sheep in it, and I love sheep. They are my favorite animal. So I am a knitter too, so I love anything woolly and warm, and yeah. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. The folks at Stitchville did a great job doing the framing. So that's my fully finished object. Then I also have a finish, which is also by Cottage Needleworks, and this one you saw last time. It was almost done. This is July in their Cottages of the Month series. Sorry, I'm looking around because I never know if you can actually see what I'm showing in the screen, so I'm trying to see my phone too. So also really happy with how this turned out. I'll talk in a minute about the threads that I used. They are the called for colors, all except the darker blue I switched out, and I'll show more about that in a minute. So this is on 16 count Aida in white chocolate from Wichelt, and I love the coverage that 16 count Aida has, and I love just kind of the scale of everything. This is my second finish in this series. I also did June and showed that a couple episodes ago, and I plan to keep going. Although I have a lot of series in progress, I realized. My whip right now is from a different series, so we'll see exactly when I get around to starting August, but I'm happy with how this turned out. So let's talk about the threads for a second, because I thought that was interesting, and then I will announce the giveaway winner. So the threads for this project are mostly DMC. Well, I would say they're about half DMC and half overdyed. And there were two blues for the overdyed threads. Hang on one second, I'm just gonna grab the threads out. So this one is the color of the house. This is Betty Bluebell by Classic Colorworks. And it's really pretty light blue with sort of lavender undertones. And then this is the other blue that was recommended, which is Blue Beatrice, also by Classic Colorworks. And you can see that the tones are very similar, and in the picture of the pattern there's a lot more contrast. So I kind of went through several options for this. I got the DMC equivalent for Blue Beatrice, which was 158. And you can see how different. So this was the DMC equivalent for this overdyed thread, and they're completely different colors. And I started stitching a little bit in this. Well, first I started stitching in the Blue Beatrice, and I decided there wasn't enough contrast. So then I stitched in this DMC, and I decided that it was too dark and there was too much contrast. And I wanted an overdyed. So then I got this overdyed, which is Americana by Weeks Dye Works, which is about as dark as the DMC, but it is a little bit less purple in tone, but I couldn't find anything that was purple like the DMC was, purplish. So you can see I didn't even open this one, because what I ended up using was another one I got called Union Blue by Weeks Dye Works. And this one I thought just had a really nice contrast to the other light blue overdyed. I thought they paired really well together, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And if I show you the finish again, you can see where that darker blue comes in to the pattern. So a lot of trial and error there, and I had actually done this entire top part, the flowers and the month name, in another color already before I landed on this overdyed, and I did frog to replace the color, and I'm really happy that I did that, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So now we're going to do the giveaway, and for the winner of the giveaway, I will send the chart, and then I'm also going to send all of the threads. And I talked about an episode or two ago about the fact that I am really enjoying having a very minimal stash right now. I don't really mind buying a thread again if I need to. I just like having my stash kind of free and clear. So, and it's really fun to think about being able to send this to someone else now, because there's totally enough thread to do it again. So you'll get use out of it, and you can enjoy the chart. And like I said, it was a really fun stitch. So when I send it, I'll send all the threads, including the overdyed I used, but also the, there we go. You can choose any one of these 4 blue shades for your darker blue. So you'll have plenty of options for that. Yeah, I'll just send them all in the packet, and you can use whatever you want to. So there were 12 people who entered, and the way I did the random drawing was by asking my 7-year-old to pick a number between 1 and 12, and he picked number 5. And so in the 5th comment entry, at least in the way my comments displayed on YouTube, was Monica. So Monica, you are the lucky winner. Congratulations. It's Monica from Lazy Daisy Needlework is her YouTube name. And yeah, I was excited to see people were interested in stitching it. Monica, I hope you enjoy this. I replied to your YouTube comment letting you know that you won, and I gave you a way to contact me with your address so that I can get it sent out. I do have a busy week coming up. I'm going to Detroit for work later this week after coming back from vacation at the end of last week, and then working on Friday. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I may not get it in the mail next week, but definitely the week of the 4th, I think I should be able to. So again, Monica, congrats. Get in touch with me. Let me know where to send it, and I will hook you up with the July cottage. So that's my finish. So next, I guess, would be, oh, I was going to say something else about this. So I watched, and I'm sure everyone else has watched by now too, but if you see how lovely and flat my Aida is versus the crumpled roll it was in during the last episode I filmed when it was still a work in progress, I watched Donna Ray and Pat's ironing tutorial from Flannel Jammies Farm. I'm guessing you've probably already seen Donna Ray and probably already seen that tutorial. She has a lot of subscribers and she has a great channel. But if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out. I will link to everything in the description below. And she and Pat walk through a great pressing method for fabric. I used it, the padded surface was key. And I did a modified version of theirs is a little bit more elaborate. I basically just took 2 bath towels, folded in thirds on a table, and then set my fabric down and steamed it wrong side up with plenty of steam on a hot setting. Their tutorial is more comprehensive. They have a method that I'm sure works better than what I did, but what they did definitely inspired me to use the bath towels, which made a huge difference. Just having that padding makes a really big difference when you're ironing or pressing fabric for stitching. And I'm not used to doing that because I'm used to ironing for quilting, and you don't do that for quilting that I know of. Maybe I should try it, but I think for quilting you want a hard surface. So that is that. I'm gonna speed it up here because I'm gonna get cut off at 15 minutes. So let's just keep going. I'll show you a few other things and we'll go from there. Or maybe I just won't show as much. I'll decide, I'll figure it out. So next up, my whip. I am working on Spring Garden Club by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I love the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. They have such great designs and they're so fun to stitch. So this is what it looks like when it's done. It's a greenhouse, a rainbow. I love how the top border is raindrops and rain boots, and then by the time you get to the bottom it's like flowers. So I'm thinking it's like April showers at the top, and then you transition down into the May flowers for spring. I love this pattern. I have quite a bit of progress. I did stitching in the car when we were on vacation, which I've never done before, and I got a lot done that way. And it was surprisingly easy to do, probably partly because I'm stitching this on 14 count Aida from Wichelt. This is the country blue color, and so stitching on 14 count Aida makes it really easy. It's just really easy to stitch on, and I'm sure that helped with being in the car. But this is how much I have done so far. I love this pattern and I love the colors. I just think everything is just my jam in this. And the one thing that I haven't decided yet that I want to ask your guys' advice on. So I'll show you the main pattern again. So you can see their fabric is really like a very light purple, and it has this spring in a bluish color, and it shows up really well, the word spring. And my fabric is more of a blue, this country blue. And so when I take the called for thread next to the fabric, I feel like there's not as much contrast as I would like, or maybe the colors are too similar. And so I want to substitute something, but I'm trying to figure out what. So I'm thinking I might do like more of a lilac color, or maybe a pinky color. I think an overdyed thread would be really pretty. So I would love to hear your guys' suggestions about what you think would look good for the word spring, which goes right here, what color you think would look good for that. And I will hopefully pick something up at Stitchville probably next weekend to do that with, but that's why I've left that blank for now. So that is my whip. So let's see, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do everything that I planned on. I was gonna show some plans and some other things I was thinking about stitching, but I think I'll just leave it there. I hope everyone has a great week. Thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. And I actually don't, lately I haven't watched a ton of Flosstube. I have just been kind of stitching peacefully. Like I said, we were in the car a lot. So I haven't watched a ton of Flosstube, but I just love this community, and even when I'm not watching all the time, I'm still thinking about you guys and sending out good energy towards all of you. And yeah, I hope you have a great week, and let me know how it's going and what you're stitching on, and I will be back soon. Bye.